This is a statue of a man named Dardanus. He's not famous, but he was the leader of the Stoics. That's right. The most influential philosopher of the ancient world was not Socrates or Plato or Aristotle. It was this guy. Let me tell you how his mind works. In ancient Greece, there was a festival called the Panathenea. Pretty confident, I would guess. You think you've written something great. He would see this rejection as an opportunity to improve himself. Here's what he says. When Dardanus hears the criticism about his play, he doesn't get defensive. He doesn't blame the actors or the director. He doesn't try to change their minds. He realizes that the problem is not their incompetence. It's his own inability to see the bigger picture. He needs to take a step back and ask himself, what am I missing here? And this is how he decides to react. He says, let it be so that I have written badly. What does it matter? There are other things that I can write. Or perhaps it was better that I wrote badly. I don't know. But this I know, that I won't be annoyed about it. He's saying, it's okay if I fail. I'm going to accept the consequences of my actions. I'm not going to make excuses or blame others. I'm going to learn from this experience and do better next time. When you meet with a setback, an obstacle, or an opponent, then let your thought be this. What is this thing that has upset me? It's the secret to happiness and success in life. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, said it perfectly. He said, if you want to improve your life, stop being upset by things you can't control. And that's why. Is it not just a thought? And where is it that the thing has upset me? In my own perceptions, in my opinions, my judgments. He's saying, look, you're upset because you've judged this situation as being bad. But who says that? You say that. You made that judgment up. You chose to believe that this event is tragic and hopeless and terrible. But those are just beliefs. They're not facts. He continues, for things themselves are neither good nor bad. Rather, it is determined by the opinions which we hold. This is the key to understanding Stoic philosophy. They didn't believe that events were inherently good or bad. It all depended on how you interpreted them. But then you hear back from your actors and your director and they say, yeah, this play, it sucks. What would you do? You might rewrite it. You might try to salvage what you can and adapt it into a different genre. Maybe you just give up on it and move on to something else. It was a week-long celebration of the goddess Athena, the patron deity of the city of Athens. And every 4 years, a new play was written to be performed in her honor. You might have heard of the playwright Euripides. Well, one of his most famous plays, the Bacchae, was written for this festival. The story is about King Pentheus, ruler of Thebes. He refuses to believe that the women of his city have gone crazy and are worshipping the god Dionysus, so he goes out to spy on them. But when he sees these women dancing in the forest, he is so overcome by their beauty and enthusiasm that he joins in. But because he's a man, he doesn't know the sacred dance. So the women mistake him for a wild animal and tear him apart limb from limb. The play ends with his mother, Queen Agave, holding up his severed head and the chorus singing a hymn to Dionysus. Imagine if you were the playwright. You've just finished writing this tragedy and you want to put it on at the Panathenea festival. How would you feel? Well, here's how Dardanus, the leader of the Stoics, would handle it. So let's go back to our story. This is the mind of a Stoic, the ability to remain calm and in control no matter what happens.